Welcome back, detectives. After my Chameleon video, one of my detectives dropped a comment that reopened the entire case. So here we are with a follow-up and part 2 video. Shout out to Peace Be With You because they said this, which completely reopened this case into a fuller investigation. They said, I think they should use Chameleon to morph into all the female and male ninjas, and a special surprise would be Floyd to be one of the ninjas or to be a playable character himself. And that comment made me realize something. We may have been looking at this case too small. Because maybe Mortal Kombat 2 does not need Chameleon to do everything. Maybe Chameleon should represent the female ninja legacy, while the male version Chameleon represent the male ninja legacy. That would be cleaner. That would be more balanced. And honestly, that would make both characters feel more unique. So today's case file asks us one question. Could Mortal Kombat 2 make Chameleon a base roster fighter, then hide Chameleon as the secret male ninja counterpart? That would be borderline genius. So let's investigate. First, let's separate the two characters. Chameleon with a K is the female fighter. In Mortal Kombat 1, she is now canon, thank the heavens. She has story presence. She is connected to the Umgadi. She is around Outworld's royal family. If you want more details into that, then you can go watch part 1 because this is part 2. And her classic gameplay identity is connected to the female ninjas, such as Kitana, Mileena, Jade. This is why Chameleon makes sense as a real Mortal Kombat 2 roster fighter. She has a story reason to be there. She has a unique moveset concept, and she fits the new era Outworld story. She can be the adaptive female ninja fighter, not a Shang Tsung clone, not a soul stealer, and not a sorcerer, a trained outworld protector who uses female ninja techniques through her own style. That is her lane. But when it comes to the male version of Chameleon, it's completely different. Chameleon is the male secret ninja. His identity is not built around the royal family. His identity is not built around the Umgadi. His identity is purely mystery. He feels like something hidden inside of Mortal Kombat itself, and that matters because Mortal Kombat was built on secret fighters, right? Reptile was a secret fighter, Smoke was, and Jade, and Noob Saibot as well. Well, correction, Smoke was hidden, Jade was hidden, and Noob Saibot was hidden, and Reptile was actually a secret fighter. Just want to clear that up. But the franchise became legendary because players always felt like there was one more fighter hiding behind the screen, one more clue, one more shadow, one more named nobody had fully figured out yet. And the male chameleon fits that tradition perfectly. He is not the character you reveal in the first trailer. He's the character fans should discover. This is the whole point of his existence. Mortal Kombat used to feel like it had secrets living inside the arcade cabinet. You did not just pick characters, you hunted for them. You tested rumors. You tried weird inputs. You listened to your friends swear they saw something nobody else saw. That mystery is part of Mortal Kombat's true DNA. And if Mortal Kombat 2 wants to bring that feeling back, Chameleon is one of the best characters to do it with. So my updated theory is simple. The female chameleon should be the official roster fighter. The male chameleon should be the hidden counterpart. The female chameleon uses the female ninja legacy, and the male uses the male legacy. That makes both characters useful and very unique. That makes them different, and that keeps the concept balanced. Now let's talk about gameplay. If Chameleon is playable, her moveset could pull from the female ninja side. Now we're talking about ninjas such as Kitana, Mileena, Jade, maybe Tanya's Umgadi pressure because of the new era connection. That gives Chameleon a clean identity. Plus, she's elegant, fast, adapter, and tied to Outworld's royal protection system. And that would also provide NRS with the opportunity to have her copy other people such as Scarlet and a lot of other fighters. They really can expand on that. So for the ones that are not in the game, it would be a treat to play with Chameleon and to use a good amount of those moves, kind of like what they did in MK1 with Shang Tsung turning into some of the ninjas for some of his moves from people that were not in the game, which was pretty dope. But male Chameleon should not copy the same lane. Chameleon should be the male ninja archive, such as Scorpion's fire, Sub-Zero's ice, Reptile's acid and camouflage, Smoke misdirection, Noob Saibot shadows, Rain's water control, Ermac's telekinesis, and Tremor's earth power. That would make Chameleon feel like the hidden history of the male ninjas in one fighter. And Tremor is important here because Tremor is not always treated like the classic ninja group the same way Sub and Scorp is, but he still belongs in the ninja style legacy. He brings earth power, he brings brute force, and a different element. So if male Chameleon could use a Tremor style attack, that will instantly tell fans this is not just another color ninja. This is the secret male ninja archive. This is a strong concept. Chameleon becomes the female style shifter and the male Chameleon becomes the male style shifter. Two different fighters, two different identities, same camouflage theme. This is how you make both of them matter. And from a gameplay balance point, this is much better than trying to make one character do everything. If Chameleon had every male and female ninja ability, she could feel overloaded. Same thing if the male version had every female ninja ability, he could feel like he stole her entire purpose. But splitting them solves that issue. Chameleon gets her own lane. Chameleon gets his own lane. One character represents female tradition, one represents the male ninja tradition. That gives NetherRealm two different ways to celebrate the ninja legacy without making either character feel like a copy. Now let's talk about how this could actually work in Mortal Kombat 2. The cleanest version is this. Chameleon, the female, is on the base roster. Why? Let's say this. She gets the trailer. She gets the story role. She gets the connection to the Umgadi, Mileena, Kitana, Tanya, and maybe counts as Jade. Then the male Chameleon is hidden, not announced, not shown in the first roster reveal, not used like a normal DLC character. Hidden. Maybe you unlock him by completing a secret tower. Maybe you find him through a special invasions connection. Maybe he appears through a hidden fight. Or maybe you highlight Chameleon and you enter an old school input to reveal him. I'll give you an example. Let's say if you went to the female Chameleon, you went to random to hide your cursor, you went to Chameleon, you press start and you hold down. Whatever the method is, the point is the same. When the match starts, you have the male Chameleon. That right there is his fixed point. He is not the fighter standing in the light. He is the fighter you were not supposed to see. That also sticks true to Mortal Kombat's nature by keeping Chameleon as a hidden fighter, because it's a double entendre. You got one Chameleon that is now base roster, but if you go to hidden, hide your crosser, go to this Chameleon, hold some buttons, and now you got the male Chameleon unlocked with different moves, man, that would be so awesome right there, you know? But he is the fighter you were not supposed to see yet. That is what makes him different from the female Chameleon. The female Chameleon can be the visible protector, and the other male Chameleon can be the hidden observer. And that gives the lore a much better structure. Now, for those of you that are concerned about lore and you're like, okay, Wave, we understand you. You're on to something, boss. But how can we make this work from a lore standpoint? Because I want him to be canon too. So if you want him to be canon too, let's talk about lore. This is how I would do it. The simple theory would be that the female Chameleon and the male Chameleon are twins. They can go that route. That could work, but it's complicated. Very complicated. But I'll say this. They could both be Zetarian. They could be brother and sister. They could come from the same bloodline. This is easy for fans to understand, but I still think the mantle theory is stronger. I say Chameleon should be a mantle and not one person. It would solve the two Chameleon problem that we have. Because what if Chameleon is not just a name? What if it's a title? What if the Zetarians have special operatives training to hide, observe, copy, and survive? That would make the concept deeper. Chameleon could be the female version of that mantle. Chameleon could be the male version of that mantle. But both could have real names underneath. The same way you have Hanzo Hasashi and then you have Scorpion, then you have Sub-Zero and you have Kuai Lang and you have Bihan. But things would be completely different because both could have different missions. Both could represent different sides of the Zetarian survival. Chameleon protects Outworld's royal family from the surface, and the male Chameleon watches threats from the shadow. That gives NetherRealm a reason to use both characters without making one of them feel like a copy of the other. They are connected, but they are not the same. And Mortal Kombat 1 already opened the door for deeper Zetarian lore. Reptile's story showed us that Zetarians have families, they have politics, they have betrayal, they have secrets. That means Zetara is not just a background race anymore. It can become a full story lane. If Reptile showed us the tragedy of being rejected by his own people, then Chameleon and Chameleon could show us the secret side of that culture. Maybe there are Zetarians trained to survive through disguise. Maybe there are hidden protectors. Maybe they're spies. Maybe the title Chameleon belongs to the ones who watch from the shadows and step in only when Zatara is threatened. That gives both characters a real reason to exist, not just nostalgia, not just a palette swap ninja, but as part of a deeper Zetarian mystery. One serves near the throne, one moves in secret, and both carry the same survival instinct. That is a much stronger new era rewrite if I were to do it. Now, this is where Floyd comes in as a special treat. Floyd should not take over the theory, but he absolutely belongs in the conversation because Floyd represents the modern secret ninja idea, a hidden fighter, a mystery, a character fans have to chase. So if Mortal Kombat 2 brings back Chameleon as a secret fighter, the male version, Floyd could be the final surprise connected to that same hidden ninja tradition. So imagine maybe Chameleon, the male version, is the secret unlock. Maybe Floyd is the secret fight again. Maybe Floyd is a special boss. Maybe Floyd becomes playable later. But either way, Floyd fits the same theme, the return of Mortal Kombat secrets. And that is what the whole theory is really about. Not just roster spots, not just nostalgia, but bringing back the feeling that Mortal Kombat has hidden things waiting to be found. Now, detectives, I got another quiz for you guys. Before we continue, log your answer. What is the better setup for Mortal Kombat 2? A. Chameleon uses female ninja styles and the male version uses male ninja styles. Or B. Chameleon does everything by herself, the female version that is. Or C. The male Chameleon is only a skin. Maybe you click her and you just get the male skin. D. Neither one returns. That is the final option. So it's going to be A, B, C, or D. Get in the comments and let me know which one you're leaning towards. Because Chameleon gets the female ninja lane, Chameleon gets the male ninja lane. That is cleaner. It's more balanced and way more unique if you ask me. It lets Chameleon stand on her own and let him stand on his own as well. And it gives NetherRealm two completely different ways to honor the ninja legacy. So let's connect this to the bigger Road to MK investigation board. Mortal Kombat 2 can not only bring back obvious characters, it needs surprises, it needs secrets, it needs those moments where fans feel like the game is hiding something from them again. The female Chameleon already has this story set up. She's canon now, as I said before. She's linked to the Umgadi, she's close to Outworld's royal family. She can connect to Kitana, Mileena, Tanya, and Jade. So she makes sense as a base roster fighter. I'm throwing my hat in the ring. She will be base roster for MK2. That is my prediction. As for the male Chameleon, on the other hand, makes sense to keep him a secret. Have him connected to the male ninja tradition. As mentioned, he can pull from Scorp, Sub, Rep, Smoke, Noob, Rain, Mac, and Trem. And because his identity is built around being hidden, He does not need a normal roster reveal. He needs a discovery moment. That is the difference. Chameleon gets revealed, Khameleon gets found. That is the banger. Chameleon gets revealed, Khameleon gets found. I wanted to say that twice so that you can separate the two. And if NetherRealm really wants to shock the fan base, Floyd can be waiting behind that same mystery door. So after reviewing the detective comment, Chameleon's the female version, new era setup, the male version secret fighter identity, the female ninjas and male ninjas split down the middle, the Zatarian mantle theory, the Tremor possibility, and the Floyd surprise angle, our investigation has reached a new conclusion. Khameleon, the female version, needs to be on the official Mortal Kombat 2 roster. As mentioned, I think she will. Khameleon may be the hidden secret counterpart, and together they could bring back one of Mortal Kombat's greatest traditions, the secret ninja. So drop your verdicts in the comments below. Should the female version be base roster and the male version be hidden behind a crosser and secret button inputs? Should he use female ninja styles, or she should while he uses the male styles? And should Floyd be a part of this secret too? Shout out again to Peace Be With You for opening this case back up. And if you watch this case file all the way to the end, hit like, hype the video, and subscribe to become an official detective. But only if you feel like I earned it. This is the Wade Report. Case file remains open, and I will see you in the next one. Think we should do a part 3? Get in the comments and let me know, because there's plenty more where this came from.